What they get into it over?
I have no idea. I just, you be scrolling through, you see some shit. And I'm like, damn, he got into it with Shannon Sharp too. So I don't know where it came from. I don't know. But more than likely it was some social media shit. Maybe, you know, you know, just like certain people like Steven, they don't pull no punches, neither do Shannon Sharp. And I'm sure he probably said something about a game or them niggas not. Whatever he said, I guess, KD got in his feelings and let it be known. I'm like, damn, this nigga is sensitive as fuck. I don't know. Maybe you can find something on it, but I remember seeing him reply to KD, and the nigga used a picture. KD had to be either in middle school or high school, but this nigga was thin. Like he looked like a malnourished child, but and he had a big ass jersey on. I'm like, damn, why they do KD like that? But hey, you know, take shots. I don't know. I don't know what KD do got shit to do. I don't know why he's jumping on. And they should know that Michael Rappaport is a troll. He troll people. He talk shit, but he like, yo, this shit going too far now.
That shit got real.
He bringing his wife into it and shit. Like, yeah, go there.
Like, man, this ain't funny.
Go there, my nigga. It's there. Like, it's up from there, my nigga. Like, it ain't funny games no more. Like, he was throwing out F-bombs and all types of, like...
yeah, like, dang, really am I going to have to fight this nigga when I see him?
Right. I'm like, yep.
Is KD gonna put hands on me? Starting me see me? Man, let me put this out in the atmosphere now, just in case KD run up on me.
That's the other part of it. You know that's the other part of it. Like, it's one thing if you gonna address a nigga for doing some shit, then address him. Like, you ain't gotta put it out for the whole world to see. Like, if you gonna address him, address him. Like, you feel me? Like, that was to me, that was kind of some sucker shit too. Like, it was some sucker shit on both ends to me. Like, but yeah. Like, if you gonna address the nigga, don't, like, cause that's pretty much snitching. Like, he ratted him out. He basically told on him. Like, that's what he did. Yep. He a tattletale.
But you know what? He was probably trying to protect himself. Like, man, just in case this guy do something to me, he's been saying it on record. But yeah, he snitching.
6'10" athlete we talking about, yeah.
Right. He like, man, he talking about me and my family.
This is not one of those situations where KD gonna whoop him out or they gonna fight. 9 times out of 10, and I hate to say it like this, it'll be a situation where Michael Rappaport may have to protect himself in a way where it results in somebody possibly getting shot. Like that's just no, I hate to say it that way, but that's just the truth. I get into it with a motherfucker 7 feet tall. There's no fade involved. Like, this nigga don't know how to fight to beat a nigga ass. Most regular sized human beings is not finna fight a motherfucking professional athlete, especially not no white boy finna do that.
Not in no 6'10".
His security been and then shot a nigga, and now it becomes this. A Black Lives Matter moment when it really ain't. That ain't what it is. You know what I mean?
I think what it was, Michael Rappaport got in his DMs. And I said he was trying to be funny.
Yeah.
He got in his DMs. He was trying to be funny. As we all know, KD sensitive. He didn't take it like that. Right. He just started flashing on this man. He said months down the line, he was still in his DM, you know what I'm saying? Talking about, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you. I'm like, damn, KD, like, for real? He said this shit 2-3 months ago.
Right. Like,
why you still threatening this man?
That's fucked up.
That is crazy.
Yeah, he got this.
What was it that he said anyway? What was it that Michael Rappaport said anyway? What did he say?
I guess KD had did an interview after the game, and with like Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley asked him a question. KD gave him a 1-word answer, like no, or some shit like that. And Michael Rappaport, he hopped in his DMs. He like, man, if you don't want to do the interview, then don't do the interview. What's up with these 1-word answers? Like, so that stemmed from, you know what I'm saying? That's what it stemmed from.
Right. And that
senseless, right?
Right, and that made him all types of F words and I'm gonna slap you and your wife this and like that's nuts. Hey, KD,
You all kinds of faggots, and I'm gonna fuck you up when I see you.
hey,
And it should have never got to that. But you know what? KD is one of those celebrities that he don't need no social media. He don't. You that sensitive,
that
you
nigga
don't need to be on social media.
that nigga need to get help.
Right.
Actually, he really need to get help. Like if that shit set him off like that, my nigga, then he need to get help. My nigga, he need to go.
Right.
I'm not even bullshit. Like, that's nuts.
But you know what it is though? It's like it's not even like Charles didn't ask him nothing about the game though. You remember back in the day, like in the 90s, where they used to do little post interviews and like they used to try to ask him some personal shit. Players back in the 90s begged for them to just let's talk about the game. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it on the game.
Right.
That's all they do now. They talk about the game now. And these players is sensitive to that. So it's like, damn, you gonna put us out of a job, ESPN, First Take? We can't talk about anything. What you sensitive ass niggas, man? Like, what are we gonna talk about?
Well, you know
if y'all don't want to talk about the game?
Here's why. This is why it's like that, right? See, back in the day, if you talked about the game, only people you had to worry about was reporters, was the people on ESPN. Now, because of social media, you got 200,000 people mentioning you if you look bad in the light, if you have a bad game, if a reporter calls you out. It ain't just the journalists that are talking about you. It's everybody in social media. Everybody with a profile gets to say something. That's why if you can't handle that, you don't need to have you need to block. Like I like when LeBron, he go dark. Playoffs start, social media shut down. I talk to you niggas after I lift this trophy up. You know what I mean? Because it don't make sense. I'm in here. Like LeBron can't do shit right. He do anything, everybody gonna have something foul to say about it, right? Oh well, you only won because this person got hurt. You only did this, and you can't make free throws. It's always gonna be some shit. So like, fuck it, cut the fucking social media off and do your job. My job ain't to appease journalists and shit like that. I'm gonna just do what I need to do.
That ain't just for basketball players. Shit, that's for everybody. Shit, in real life, sometimes just shut your shit off. Like,
right.
Just shut your shit off every once in a while, nigga. It's okay. It's okay. Don't wake up and the first thing you do is look at your phone. It's not healthy for you. Like mentally, it's not healthy for you. Anything in there can change your whole mood and affect your whole day. Like, give yourself some time. That's all.
Right.
Health is wealth.
Yeah. Right. And like that's honestly what it comes down to. It's like certain people just need to get their mental health in order and get their, whatever's ailing them and shit. Like you need to be in the right headspace to deal with social, especially in the public. You in a public space, right? You're not just any Joe Schmo, like walking around. Like you somebody that people recognize and know and respect and admire or hate or whatever the case. You in that public space. So if your head ain't right to deal with that, then you probably need to remove yourself from it.
Yeah.
Unless you like Gilbert Arenas and you don't give a shit because you made your mark, you fell off. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Nigga, you still in the game. You still top 5 in the world. You feel me? Like KD is not no bum ass nigga. You are still in prime mode.
Thank you. Why can't you talk about the game? Even if you lose. Why can't you talk about the game?
You still you're one of them niggas. You can't be acting like this on social media. You can't do that.
Right. This shit is crazy.
You gonna fuck up your sponsorships. You gonna fuck up your own money doing this bullshit.
Right.
Nothing.
And even
just because you wanted to make Michael Rappaport feel a certain way, like nigga.
Right.
Let's stop playing with these white boys.
You can't use homosexual slurs.
Right, like it was right. Like, yo, I'm so surprised.
Now you may have had a point. You may have had a leg to stand on if Michael Rappaport called you the N-word or something. Then it's like fair game at that point. But he didn't. I'm pretty sure Michael Rappaport is smart enough not to do that. Right?
They would have been talking about it.
Exactly.
Yeah, he didn't do that.
Yeah, nah, they didn't talk about that for sure.
Shop. Yeah, I'm ready. Okay.
But yeah, KD probably he need to go see a counselor or something, man. Cause he been kind of acting like this. It just played out in the DMs. But like Michael Rappaport say, and I hate to, I'm not taking nobody's side. Because when it involves a black man and a white boy, yeah, I think KD was wrong, but I'm not taking Michael Rappaport's side. He still exposed the DMs. He still snitched to the world. But it's like I think KD do need help though, man. He need to go sit down and talk to somebody. Cause yeah, man, you still holding a grudge against Charles Barkley for what? Yeah. One word answers, like you okay, it's clear you didn't want to talk to the man. But for what? Are you tripping off some shit that happened 4 years ago, 5 years ago? Right. You don't like this man still because he reporting on the game?
Yeah. You talk about nobody's personal life.
Shit is crazy. Like it ain't like Charles not no legend and like he don't know what he's talking about. Even if he critiquing you, suck that shit up and move on. You still considered to be one of the best players at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, I didn't understand that.
Like, don't get me wrong.
What's going on?
Talking about Michael Rappaport and KD. But yeah, KD's sensitive, bro. He need to go get help, see a counselor. Because even if this wasn't Michael Rappaport.
Why KD sensitive?
Even if,
Why is KD
Why is he sensitive?
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Okay, so what did he do that makes him sensitive? Because he responded or he talked back or?
Cause take the Michael Rappaport out of the equation. This all stemmed from, I guess, Charles Barkley asked him a question after a game, and he gave him like a one-word answer. Like clearly, he didn't want to talk to Charles Barkley. Okay. And that's when Michael Rappaport hopped in his DMs like, man, if you don't want to do the interview, just don't do the interview. You know, all these one-word answers and woo-woo. And that's when he flashed on Michael Rappaport. But
what would you do?
Huh?
What would you do?
What I've done?
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been in no situation like that because I'm not holding no grudge against Charles Barkley for some shit that he said 5 years ago. And we talking about the game. It ain't like he talking about my personal life.
Well, I'll keep it a bug with you. I with Charles, I think same thing with Draymond Green. So I'm not a fan of comment. You can commentate and have an opinion, but it's one thing to have an opinion and to almost they come from like an old school, almost like why are you listening to that music? I listen to this music type shit, or why are you playing the game that way? Type shit. And that is not cool with me. I think Charles did ask a bullshit question, and I think that as a reporter, if you in that line, you know not to ask questions that's going to lead to a yes, no answer. But if you jump in my DM after that, asking me questions about something that happened on TV, like, bro, get the fuck out of business. Like a bad day, or I could have been having a great day. But at the end of the day, you don't question why I did what I did or why I answered the question the way I did. I did it because I wanted to. And
that's how I would have responded in the DMs. I'm not about to be talking about your wife, or when I see you, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you and dropping F-bombs and faggots.
But you got to remember who you're talking about, though. I told you, Mike Rapp he's a crazy dude. He feel like he can say anything, and a lot of people feel they can say anything. But KD's one of them cats.
He a Megatron. He a Megatron.
Yeah, but you can't just say anything to KD because he's gonna snap back on you. And I think you should. And without the burner account. If you're going to talk about me, then you should be able to take it. Whatever I dish out, you're not going to talk about because I had a bad day, because I shot 3 for 20. Like, you're not in the league.
I agree.
You know what? That's fair game. You not in the league, you can't do it. But to talk about somebody's wife's looks or threat somebody with physical violence, I think that's
Yeah, man. That's too far.
Like,
That's too far, bro. He's sensitive,
Too much?
man.
Was that too much?
The boy's sensitive.
he got into his
Hey, but KD said meet me outside like before practice.
Bro,
So the way he's like, yo, meet me right here. I can hit practice after I pick you up.
He's a top player in the league today. There's nothing you can say to me about basketball that'll get me off my square.
You know what?
Can you beat me?
I don't know if I fully agree. I'm not a sensitive guy, but you can't talk about something that nearly perfected, right? Like I'm nearly a master at this craft. When I'm healthy, there's not two people in the world that are better than me at this sport. And you're gonna talk to me about something that I perfected. I'm not talking to you about your movies. I'm not talking to you about your podcast.
But that's the thing. He wasn't even talking to him about his skill, his craft. He was talking to him about how he gave an interview.
But if you think about that, though, that's part of the craft, though. Like that's something that goes with being an NBA player. You got to do these interviews. And I don't know about y'all. I don't feel like talking every day. And
okay, check this out. I'll give you a prime example, right? Who was probably the hardest or the most obnoxious interview in all the professional sports? I'm going to answer that. Marshawn Lynch, beast mode. You think you want Michael Rappaport or Les jumping in his DM talking about, oh, that was stupid. I'm just here so I don't get. You think niggas wasn't in his DMs calling him out for being a shit interview?
Probably.
Of course
I don't even know if he has a DM. I would be surprised he didn't have one.
But what I'm saying is, I can guarantee you that Marshawn Lynch will probably do something to somebody before KD will.
Marshawn Lynch, big facts.
Slap Skittles out your ass.
But I also have a hard time believing that Marshawn Lynch would have took this route and threatened the man too. So
I'm keeping a boat with you. KD's one of those guys. I think he even said a long time ago because he got in somebody's face and everybody was surprised that he did it. And he said after the game, he's like, man, the league is full of a lot of fake tough guys. And that's when he came out. He's like, oh no, KD has tattoos. Like he took off his jersey, he had tattoos.
Yeah, like they all under his jersey and shit.
Yeah,
right.
But KD's not a chump by any stretch of the imagination.
I know. Look,
think that you're not gonna keep talking about me, bro.
Yeah, I know KD ain't no chump. The nigga from the DMV and like you niggas.
Between KD and Kyrie, the Nets need some therapy sessions. Between Kevin Durant and Kyrie, I know Steve Nash.
Kyrie, man, that's another conversation.
Like when I see KD and Kyrie go to the Nets simultaneously, I said, "Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense."
Yeah, they need they're
not they pariahs of the league because they won't smile and dance. They won't do the dog and pony show for the league. But you can't tell them shit because they're good. They're damn good. This ain't, some dude 6 man riding the bench popping shit like this. He's a superstar.
KD be taking, not KD, Kyrie. Kyrie take all the personal days. He can muster up.
Yeah. He ain't shit.
Take advantage of that union. That nigga trip over his duffel bag and take a personal day.
I can't wait for him to call out and Steve Nash be like, look, bro, it's the 3rd time this week you done called out, man. I'm gonna need a doctor's note or something when you come back to work.
Yeah. Like that is getting ridiculous how he just takes off when he feels like, And then you gotta take into account like this schedule of this NBA season compared to how it ended last year, it's ridiculous. I'm not surprised at the amount of injuries that's happened. The way you going back to back, and I mean, literally, if you weren't the Heat and the Lakers, you probably had a 4, maybe a 15-week break. If that,
Ray came back from a cloud of smoke like a goddamn ninja. He really into the smoke.
So turn it off. Leave your watch over there. And let me know.
You gotta make it.
Tell Mickey he gotta go on mute. He about somebody.
Yeah. Mute that.
Like somebody in trouble.
No, I'm good.
I can't hear you, Ray.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm up here at this sneaker shop in this clothing place. I'm with the homie Logic. He just came and scooped me in this fucking. I don't know what the hell this motherfucker is, but it's fast.
In Vegas?
I think it's a
You
Dodge.
seen Chris?
Yeah, he just scooped me up here in this clothing store. This little
Oh,
scat
yeah?
back, this motherfucker.
Tell Chris I said what's up, man.
Yep. So we just, you know how motherfuckers would be like, oh, y'all gonna come scoop you. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever, man. I just sit there, got on the pod. And he called me anyway. I said, oh, damn, I'm outside. I'm like,
Hey, they'll come get you when they got a new car. Like, when they got a new car. Like, yeah, man, I'll pick you up, dog. I don't need no gas money or nothing. I'll come get you.
Right. Oh, don't trip. I got you. I'm like,
I got places to be where people can see me at.
Get to that registration over there. Like, nah, bro, I can't even do it. Tired. So what happened with Diddy, man? Y'all already talked about Diddy.
I just think he a creep. Yeah, that Rain and Cito, they had their own separate conversation of why he ain't shit.
Why you think he ain't shit?
I think he ain't shit because he dated his son's ex-girlfriend.
It's just creepy.
I don't know nothing about that.
It's just creepy. That's all. It's just creepy.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about
that's not just creepy. That's dirtbag shit. Because I'm not tripping off of age difference.
I don't know if his son was okay with it or not. You know what I'm saying? But it's still
dirtbag shit, bro. That's all it is.
I'm not taking my son's leftovers.
He dated Cassie when she was 19 and he was in his 40s. So I'm not tripping off of that. It's just the fact
you remember when Diddy was on the Steve Harvey show back in the days, like 96, 97? She probably wasn't even born then. And if she was 1, 2, 3 years old.
Right.
Years down the line, nah, man.
I don't know if that interaction matters, because that was probably Diddy probably stopped on the set.
Point blank period. Rich men date young women. That's just a given. We could just go ahead and get that out the way. Rich men date young women. They just do. You be 50 years old, but if your bag heavy, you can knock a college student. Those are just facts. But the fact your son dated it, I'm like, that's foul. That's just dirtbag.
He ain't shit. He ain't shit.
I don't know.
You don't do no shit like that. I mean, we knew Diddy wasn't shit when he snitched on Shine, so this ain't got to do.
He ain't shit. He ain't shit for other reasons.
Defending your honor. A nigga was talking shit to you. Now, mind you, it was brainless. It was a dumb thing to do, but he still did.
Hey,
are you able to pop all the shit you want to pop because you ain't gonna shoot nothing, but the guys you signed will. And when they finally live up to that, when they finally do the shit that they rap about under your label, you tell on them. So we knew he wasn't shit.
you tell on him.
Right. Like Suge Knight didn't tell on Snoop Dogg when his bodyguard popped that nigga in the hood. Like, come on.
Hey, Rain, you gonna title this Diddy Ain't Shit? Is that the name of this one?
I mean,
don't do it.
I'm not gonna.
Hey, I don't know anything about that, man. I don't know anything about what happened with his son. That sounds like some weird Hollywood shit that I'm glad I'm not a part of.
It's just dirtbag shit. You don't do no shit like that.
I can't even say it's dirtbag shit. I can't even say it's dirtbag shit because Rain brought up a point. He said, "Man, what if his son cool with that? Maybe what if that's just how they get down? Cool. He ain't shit to me because you know what I'm saying. I'm not taking my son's leftovers.
He's like, that's just one of the reasons.
I'm Diddy.
Hey, who's to know they wasn't flipping? And like, who's to know they wasn't flipping that? So I get it.
Man,
nah, this is years apart.
Hey, listen, we can throw the ball around, and we can throw the ball around together. We ain't throwing no hoes around together.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Hey, man, she for the streets.
If he don't go find the clone,
she ain't for the streets. If she for the streets, and I'm a father, I'm in the house, bro. I'm not out in the streets with my kid like
Saying
that.
if she ain't for the streets, she not finna date the son and then date the father afterwards. She for the streets, bro.
Who we
She has
talking
to
about?
draw that line.
Who we talking
She
about?
has to draw that
Lori
line.
Harvey.
Who is she?
Who is Lori Harvey?
Oh,
Lori
hey,
Harvey.
she is a very popular
Got
individual.
Lori Harvey on my wish list.
Right.
She get
for the
around.
streets, bro.
When I look, I don't know, man. Maybe I just watched too much Steve Harvey coming up, but when I see her, all I see is a flat top, a big, a big ass flat top in the high
And
school.
then he got a breakaway suit on.
Talking to Lovita Jenkins, I don't see nothing but
That nigga got a breakaway suit on with a perfect lineup and a
I
flat
thought
top.
she was. Listen, this is me dating myself. I thought she was with Future. I thought she was with that boy Future. What happened to her and that boy Future?
Oh wow.
Yeah, she for the streets.
That was like 12 people ago,
bro.
That was a whole team
Because
ago.
even if Diddy and his son was okay with it, it's hard to just draw that distinction. Like this ain't a good look. But if you chasing a bag, you know the father got more money than the son.
Well, that's my thing, man. I'm not judging that. I don't know nothing about that. I'm not judging that. But when it came to that Black Rob situation, that didn't feel like something we should be.
I don't mix business with morals. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say the industry been like that. So I don't. Business is business, morals is morals,
right?
And they don't mix. You know what I'm saying? Right. So that's why I said I couldn't have that discussion. But Diddy ain't shit to me for other reasons. I could say he ain't shit because he made them motherfuckers walk and go get cheesecake.
They did it.
You know what I'm saying? Like
everybody. Listen, everybody has free will, bro.
To display some hunger though, but no, that's rich man game. Like what Pusha T say? These are the games we play. Like make the bottle servers race. These are rich people games, bro.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But
you doing that solely for your entertainment. And
but that's the game. That's the game he plays though, Mickey. I'm not playing that game. I don't have that bread. And I'm not going to be a pawn or a puppet in your game. So you want me to walk to? I remember that episode. I remember old girl saying,
"Right, bro.
I walk to Brooklyn. I live in Brooklyn." No, she said, "I'm going home if I lived. If I walked, I'm going home." Her ass came back with the fucking cheesecake. So she made a decision to do that. I don't knock it.
To display to prove they hunger, they could have battle rapped. Who gonna make the best song? You made them walk to go get some cheesecake. And I think he took one bite out of it.
No. He didn't. He literally left. He left before they got back. They came back. He was gone.
Oh yeah.
He cheesecake, and the whole time he got Dylon there, ready to spit hot fire. He got people running to get cheesecake.
Did he?
No, I still don't think that's, like you said, that's a power play, right? A money move. He pulled it and they went for it. That's not on Diddy. I'm not mad at him for some goofy shit like that. Like these fools was up in the studio fighting each other left and right while Diddy come in there and told him, like, man, let's go. We gotta go get some money, and left. I gotta go get money.
Hey, look, y'all. I'm shutting the studio down. Hey, Playboy. You go do your taxes. That's what's hot in the streets right now.
That's what's hot in the streets right now, man.
Just taxes.
Yeah. But I don't think that's on him to have to care for anybody. Like, well, I was gonna say care for your kids, but that's
what make them not shit. You don't care for nothing. You play games like that.
Well, here's the thing, right?
It's almost like I can't even be your friend unless I got the same amount of money you do. Or you gonna try to play them type games with me.
Scenario. When do you pick who and what situations to pull him out? How we know he ain't pulled Black Rob out of some shitty situations before?
We don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Don't know that.
How do we know he hasn't covered some of his medical bills before?
He didn't help this time. We don't know that he didn't help this time. Like,
how we know he ain't paying for the funeral? We don't know none of these things.
But here's the thing, guys, even with that, let's say he didn't do anything.
Okay.
Nothing, right?
Doesn't matter.
In my mind, in my opinion, he's not obligated to do anything. And that's what I was trying to explain was the moral implications that we create and put on each other just don't seem fair. It don't seem right. It's enough pressure waking up each day. But now I have to wake up and be like, yo, did I do enough for this person, this person, this person? Where, and I don't think Diddy's worried about it, right? I don't think he woke up and was like, damn, why is everybody asking about me? But damn, why is everybody asking about him? It's not as if Diddy did something in this case or didn't do anything. And if he did or didn't, it doesn't matter. I'm saying
his only association is that Black Rob used to be signed to his label. That's it. That's because we know Black Rob, we know Diddy, so we know Black Rob. So he will automatically go down as knowing, like, I think that's unfair. Regardless if Diddy got money, regardless if it wouldn't hurt Diddy to give him his masters back or to put him in an apartment, that's beyond the point. The point is that that's no obligation because you were an employee.
Yeah, we're not looking for that.
It's all known that Craig
Mack
was sleeping in his car.
Who said about Whitney Houston? Like nobody.
I said that. I said like we don't expect Clyde Davis to help Whitney, and how we know he did.
Yeah, and if he did, it doesn't matter. That's not the person's. It's one thing if you have, let's say, a group full of children. If you sign that, then you should be understanding what comes with that, right? They got to grow up, they got to do X, Y, and Z. But even people in those positions, they don't give a shit. They just trying to get the money. They trying to get that #1 record or the most spins or whatever. They're not worried about your well-being. They sure as hell ain't worried about your mental health. They'll run you ragged as long as they can, squeeze that dime out.
Like I was telling Quest before y'all got on, this is a person that you did business with over 20 years ago. Like as far as what is
that's a good point.
What does one person have to do with the other now? That business agreement been done.
Yeah.
Held accountable, and I'm sure your medical wasn't a part of that agreement.
Right. And let's be fair. Can we at least can acknowledge that Black Rob made enough money when he needed to make enough money to take care of himself for the rest of his life?
I can't acknowledge that. I'm not being serious. I can't acknowledge that. I've seen now when you're saying Diddy's not shit, I've seen people try to get off of Bad Boy. I've seen the struggle of trying to get off Bad Boy. And I don't recall any of them leaving with a ton of money saying like, yo, I'm good forever. So I can't say that. So I don't know if but that's still.
You know what though?
The contract.
I remember Styles P saying a while ago, and I don't think Styles will lie about this. Saying that Diddy won't even give Biggie's mom the publishing. It's like, what you holding on to that for, man? You know what I'm saying? Why Biggie mom out here struggling?
I mean, technically, isn't it his?
Huh?
I mean,
but you say this your man though. You say this your man. This see now we getting out of the artist, record owner. We getting out of that conversation.
Are we?
You say this is your man though. This your friend.
But ain't he both?
Huh?
He's both though.
He was the flagship of Bad Boy Records first.
But if he's a little bit of your friend, then you know what I'm saying. I would just.
You know how much? Do you know how much Biggie's publishing is worth?
We're not. Like we're not getting out of that. Like we still in the same relationship. We're not getting out of that. They
but he calling us. He don't call him his artist. Do you? You ever hear Diddy say
I
my artist or my ex-artist?
I heard you saying, but that
was my friend.
That can be your friend, but I mean, if you do business with your friends, you have to set something up. If you sign the papers a certain way, it's trash. It's not. It might not be good for the friendship, but it might be great for business.
It's great for business, but it's shitty morally. Diddy is a well-known. He's a
what I'm trying to figure out, those guys, is why does that matter? Why does that matter? Like, we know that the industry is full of soulless people. Y'all rap. I mean, you guys know better than me. So it's full of soulless people. Why are we worried about these individuals who we kind of know are, they party, they drink, they smoke, they do whatever they do all day and night. We expect them to make good business decisions or something that's not even a good business decision, but something that's morally right. And They don't give a fuck. You just said he's showing or going in with his son with some chick. Like he don't care about nothing but his bread. Like that's all he's
And
if that's the case, what I'm saying though, if that's the case, if he cares about nothing else, then
like I said, he's a businessman first. Like, yeah, I can give Biggie's mom this publishing, or I could sell it to Sony for
50%.
Or I can sell it to Sony, or I can sell his publishing to Sony for $400 million.
Exactly, and that's what he'll rather do that. Biggie not here to get it.
So bad, boy.
You could give his son something, his son or his mama. I just think they should get something. It ain't got to be half. 15%, 20.
So on the same level, right?
It's not in the contract.
I'm gonna say if I die tomorrow, my job is, they're gonna pay what they're supposed to pay, but they're not going to do anything other than that.
20 years after.
A lot of people there who I'm sure will call me a friend. Oh yeah, Jerome's my guy. I'm sure. But if something happens to see me tomorrow, they're not taking care of mine. It's on me to ensure that I'm setting it up to take care of mine. Now, granted, Biggie died very young, and not a lot of people, I think it was 24, something like that. Nope, not a lot of people had that set up right at 24. That's the other thing too. These cats sign contracts as young men, like very young men, and they get stuck in some shit. Now, Puff, coming up under different people he came up under, he knows how to get them signed, he knows what to do. But that's still not a moral obligation after this man passes. It's not.
But let because Cito ain't here to make his argument. Let me make his argument for him. His thing was like, we know that these white execs ain't held to this. We know they gonna fuck us. We should be better as black people. So us being better as friends, we're supposed to be worse at business. I don't think that goes hand in hand. You can't have it both.
I agree with you. No, we put a lot of pressure, right? So it's responsibility, and I'm with you on that. We have to put more pressure on each other, but the right kind of pressure to wake up and say, yo, Diddy ain't shit because he didn't do X, Y, and Z, but we don't know what he did or did not do, seems like unfair pressure.
Right.
And Diddy ain't shit because of the things I know he did.
Because of the facts.
His business dealings and his business dealings as far as being a label head, his track record is pretty shitty. If you go to the Locks, you go to Mace, you can go down to like I fully subscribe to the Bad Boy curse. I don't know what it is that happens at Bad Boy Records where guys end up either dead, in prison, or become super religious. Like, what made G-Dep want to turn himself in for a murder?
For a murder he got away with 20 years ago.
He got away with for 20 years and made money.
I never did no shit like that, but I'm sure, I think your conscience is a real thing. I'm sure that shit ate him.
Like,
especially if he was changing his life around.
Like, Mace is crying now because he's broke, but at one point, Mace was the top rapper in the world after Biggie passed. Mace carries the fucking Bad Boy.
Hey, Mace finds and loses God like car keys. I don't believe nothing Mace has to say. That man is in and out all the time. I'm good on Mace. Right. I'm cool on him, man. I don't hear nothing Mace. Nothing about Mace.
How is that Diddy? Like, how's that Diddy's fault that Mace is? He won't his. He said, "Well, sell it back to me for what you bought it for." He's like, "Why would I do that?"
Yeah, that's bad business.
Right.
I'm not selling business. I'm not selling these sneakers for retail, and I ain't worn, and I can get $400 for them.